In this video, you'll find out the one thing that's going to help you improve your English listening skills. The most important thing to remember is that you can't understand everything in English because it's impossible. Even native speakers can't understand everything in English all the time, and that's okay. If you try to understand every word, you can end up getting lost and then giving up studying altogether. The secret to improving your English listening skills is you really want to understand the overall meaning and not just individual words. So today, are you ready to try to find out how you can improve your English listening? In every sentence, there are stressed words, and the most important thing for you to remember when it comes to listening is to listen for those stressed words. If you are able to pick up those stressed words, you're going to have more of an understanding of what someone is saying. Today, let's find out how sentence stress works and how knowing it is going to help you improve your English listening. And just by understanding sentence stress, it's going to give you a big advantage when it comes to English listening. Stay all the way until the end where I'll give you some tips on how you can improve at picking up on those stressed words. Sentence stress refers to the words that we are stressing in a sentence or the words that we're putting the most importance on in that sentence. We usually stress the most important words, and these are going to be nouns, adjectives, and adverbs. Take, for example, the sentence, I work in a town near Fukuoka. The verb in this sentence is work, and the nouns are going to be town and Fukuoka. This is important to know because not all language uses stressed words. In the example before, I work in a town near Fukuoka, can you hear the rhythm of the sentence? I work in a town in Fukuoka has a clear rhythm, and all the stresses that you're hearing in that sentence give you a clear picture about what is important, which is work, town, and Fukuoka. So, for example, if you have been watching any of my videos, sometimes I talk about living in Japan, and Japan is the opposite of the English language. Each syllable is pronounced with the same stress and duration, which is going to give it a very different rhythm to what you might be used to hearing if you're listening to English a lot. When I first came to Japan, I found it very hard to pick up on Japanese because of this difference in the rhythm. Let's listen to two different sentences so you can see what I'm saying. The first is the sentence from before, I work in a town in Fukuoka. The second sentence is, I've been working in a town just outside of Fukuoka for years. In that second sentence, can you hear the stress in pretty much the same places, even though that second sentence is much longer than the first? That's why English is considered a stress time language, and if you can start to pick up on these stresses, it's going to really boost your English listening skills. If you do try to catch each and every word, it could be hard to follow, and this is where frustration comes in. In the second sentence, you are hearing working, town, Fukuoka, and years. This is what Americans hear, and this is what you should be listening for too. This is going to bring us to the next point. Listening for stressed words is something that even native speakers use as well. We just focus on those key words and it can tell us a lot about what's happening in that conversation. Even if I'm in a situation such as a loud stadium and I can't hear everything that's happening, by listening to those stressed key words, I can pretty much understand what's going on. This is going to be a big help for me, even as a native speaker. This, combined with the context of the situation, is going to help me pick up the overall meaning. These are the same listening strategies that you can use as well when you're trying to pick up on English. The third reason is that by changing the stress of a word, it can actually change the feel and overall meaning of what the speaker is saying. From our example before, let's change I work in a town in Fukuoka to I work in a town near Fukuoka. The stress in this sentence has now changed from Fukuoka to near. Maybe in this situation, I want you to know that I am not that far from Fukuoka, and that's why I'm putting the stress on near. And in this sentence, town is focused on a little less because what I want you to focus on is that I'm near Fukuoka. This just makes it more clear on exactly where I work. Of course, we can't forget context and stress, but if you're able to start really picking up on stress or key words, it's really going to help your overall understanding of English. Just know that whatever level of English you reach, or whether you be a native speaker, there's always going to be things that you can't understand, and this is okay. Focus on that overall meaning, and it's really going to boost the way you listen to English. Next, let's go over 5 different ways that you can improve your skills on picking up on those stress words. Number 1 is to take dictations. You want to do this with short audio, and what you're going to try to do is write down at least 2 or 3 sentences from that audio. Listen and write down key words and stress words, and then listen again and try to write down anything extra that you can hear on top of those keywords and stress words. Next, you can listen a 3rd time and then try to write down as much as possible. Then go back in a final time with a transcript and see if you can match your writing with that transcript and see how much of it you are actually able to get down, and YouTube really makes this easy for you to do. Number 2, you can do listening with longer pieces of audio, and this could be news or podcasts. And for this one, how about don't do any writing, just listen. This way it won't seem like studying, you're just going to be taking in what you're listening to like a native speaker would. Number 3 is to change your expectations. Don't expect to understand every word that you hear, because it's just impossible to do, and no one can catch everything, not even native speakers. Number 4 is to listen to English at least 1 hour a day. This can be spread out during your day. It doesn't have to be a 1-hour block of time. For example, you can spend a little time listening to the news over breakfast. Maybe when you're on your commute to work or school, you can listen to a little more English, and you can finish up your day by listening to a little English before you go to sleep. Just whatever you can do to get in at least 1 hour a day of English would be great. The most important thing here is to get in quality time each day listening to English. And I think if you can do this for a long period of time, you're really going to start to see the benefits of that 1 hour of listening. The more listening that you can get, the faster you will see improvement. Number 5 is you want to get away from using subtitles. I know it can be hard, but you really want to get away from watching TV or movie with subtitles. Using subtitles is going to encourage you to focus and really pick out each and every word as you go through the subtitle, but it's going to get you away from naturally listening for those stressed keywords. And this is really what we're trying to get better at doing, right? Now that you know what stress words are, how important they are, and what you can do to study for them, how about let me know down below in the comments what you're going to do next. And if you're interested in learning any more about English listening, how about check out this video that's popping up on the screen right now. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really look forward to seeing you in the next video. See you.